Hi loves. So admittedly for the last few days I've been feeling pretty down, and whenever I feel down I go through a list of things and I check, am I eating well, am I sleeping well, am I exercising, and I was doing all of those things. So it didn't really make sense, but then it clicked finally that what I'm missing now is consistent progress towards my goals. I have a lot of things that I would like to achieve this year, and I set those intentions, but I didn't really have something to connect it to what do I do every day. And for me, most importantly, to know that I'm progressing towards them. Because if I don't have something that shows me that I'm doing something towards my goals, I always doubt and I feel like maybe I'm not doing enough. It just brings me down. And so as always, when I'm going through anything, I always look to books for guidance, and I came across this book called The 12-Week Year, and it was just what I needed for now. So I've read a lot of books in the productivity space, so this wasn't necessarily mind-blowingly new for me, but what it did do was it had a really clear system for how to implement the goals that I have and get it done. And the idea behind this book is that if you do the right things and you become good at executing, that you should be able to achieve more in 12 weeks than most people do in an entire year. And the best part is that when I was reading it, I recognized that it was very similar to the system I had done on my own to help me develop my gym habit and achieve the best progress that I saw in the gym before. So it was really nice to see it laid out officially. I took some time to apply it to myself and go through the steps, and I'm already feeling a lot better. So I know that a lot of you guys are here because I like to talk about self-love and how to build self-confidence. And let me just say that achieving the goals that you set for yourself is probably the strongest way to develop your self-confidence and your self-love. If you've seen any of my other stuff, you see that I like to compare this process of loving yourself as dating yourself, And so just imagine that you're dating someone and they keep making promises to you. They keep saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and they never do it. After some time, you're obviously gonna lose interest in them, right? Because you're gonna be like, this is totally full of crap, right? And the fact is that it's the same with yourself. Like if you keep making promises to yourself, being like, oh, I'm totally gonna start going to the gym, oh, I'm gonna start doing this week after week, month after month, year after year, nothing happens. You lose confidence in yourself that you are able to achieve your goals. We don't earn self-love by just looking in the mirror and being like, you're amazing, I love you. No, you need to prove it. You need to earn that love. And so this is one of the strongest ways that I think that we can do that. So the basis of the process of the 12-week year, first off, is that a lot of times if we set goals for a whole year, it's easy for us to procrastinate because, yeah, we have a whole year to do it. And it seems so big. Instead, we should be focusing on setting goals for 12 weeks because a lot of stuff can happen in a whole year and there are a lot of unpredictable things. But within 12 weeks, it's a lot easier to be able to predict what you may face. I found this also with any lifestyle change is that oftentimes it's hard to say, oh, I'm gonna completely change my life. I'm gonna give up sugar forever. That's very intimidating. But if you say, I'm gonna give up sugar for a month, or 2 months, that's doable. There's an end date. So personally, it made sense to me, this whole 12-week thing, to set these goals into more bite-sized chunks. So the book talks about a lot of different things, but I think what's important here is this idea of making a commitment to yourself, because it's very easy to just have general goals and desires about what you want, but there's a difference between that and having a real concrete commitment to yourself. And I realized that that's what I wasn't doing. What is a commitment exactly? So it outlines this as first having a really strong desire for this change. Not just like, oh yeah, I should probably start exercising or should probably be a little bit healthier. But no, having something really firm. If I do this, it's gonna change everything in my life. And that is the foundation of it. From there, you also need to have a plan of action towards it. Without a plan, there's no way to be sure that you're consistently progressing towards that goal. And so obviously the next step is then to break down your goal into the actions that will lead you there. And then third, this is something I found very interesting, is that you need to count the costs. You need to think about the sacrifices that you're going to make to have to get to your goal. A lot of times people have this dream like, oh, I want to get fit or I I want to get rich. But then as soon as they're faced with something that's unpleasant, they give up because they hadn't thought about that. They still want to do the fun thing. When it comes to being healthy, for example, you need to recognize, not only does this mean going to the gym, but it also means maybe I have to wake up a little bit earlier, or maybe I can't go out for drinks with the girls on the weekend because I know that when I drink, then I'm gonna eat fries or I'm gonna eat something more, and just I know it's not gonna work towards my goals. So I have to think about the things that I'm going to have to give up if I really care about honoring this commitment to myself. And then the key, the hardest part, is to then act on the commitments, not on your feelings. It's easy to say, oh, I wanna go to the gym 5 times a week, but then when you are really tired from work or it's cold outside, you just don't feel like doing it, then it's never gonna work. You need to commit yourself to this idea that I'm going to do it no matter what. That's never easy to do, but it's really helpful to be aware of this ahead of time, to make that decision that even if I'm sleepy, I'm gonna go. Even if this, I'm gonna go. The more you do it, the more it reinforces the commitment. And then from there, the next part that I think was really fascinating and what really worked for me in the past was this idea of tracking your progress towards your commitments. So I'll give you an example from my experience with the gym. I used to go randomly, and then I would go and I'd like follow some workout that I saw on Instagram, and I would do some stuff, and then I would always be questioning, like, did I do enough? Should I have been pushing some more? And I would look at myself in the mirror after a week, 2 weeks, and be like, I don't see any progress. Like, is this even working? Is this even worth it? And that's why most people fail, because when we don't see progress right away, we want to change the whole plan, and then we never achieve anything. So the key to any kind of success is to have a plan and then stick to it for a given period of time, because these changes don't happen in a week or two. They happen over months, they happen over years. And so what we need to do is figure out how to stick to it through that time. And so what worked for me, and what they share in this book, is this idea of tracking the actions that you take towards that goal. So for me with the gym, what was actually a total game changer is when I created a basic Excel spreadsheet for myself, and I put my workouts for each day of the week, and I set it up for 12 weeks. Funny, 12 weeks. And I would just focus on filling it out each day, just making sure that I did at least 3 of the exercises, and that I was each time doing at least the same or a little bit more each week. And I remember that at the end of those 12 weeks, I saw the whole spreadsheet and was like, whoa, I can't believe I've actually stuck going to the gym for 12 whole weeks. Who am I? And that was a game changer, because it gave me peace in the moment, because each day I had the focus, just do the activity, just go to the gym, just do a little bit more than last week. And that gave me a lot of patience in the process. It helped me to not care as much if I didn't see grand changes in the mirror. And so that's something that's outlined in this book, is this whole system of tracking your progress throughout the week. And so I'm really excited to implement this. I bought a template and put it into my Notion and started filling it out with my goals. And I can already feel the peace of knowing that I have a plan and that all I have to do are these things every week, and eventually I will get to where I want to go. So for me, that goal is creating content. This has been a huge struggle for me for years. I've spent 10 years working with people behind the scenes, creating content for them, being a ghostwriter, planning their strategy, doing all these things. And I have a really strong calling that I feel like it's time for me to finally do this for myself. And this has been really, 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 really hard. But I know that this is my next challenge in really loving myself. So I look forward to sharing more with you about that. But in any case, I invite you to do the same. Think about what you'd like to set as a goal for the next 12 weeks. And below in the description, I'll share with you my basic Excel spreadsheet that I use for working out, and also my Notion template. Check it out and comment below what you want to be working on so we can help each other stay accountable. And in the meantime, if you'd like something else that you can use in your daily practice to help build your self-confidence and self-love, I'll share with you the video that shares my very, very basic journal journaling routine. It'll take you no more than 5 minutes a day, and it's been something that's been so healthy for me to change my mindset, to love myself more, and to open myself up to greater opportunities. So share that with you here. Thank you for your time. Until next time.